I was on my way out to grab lunch when I heard Carrie's voice.
Poor bastard's clueless. The money is nice, but if I made more money, I'd divorce him.
I heard a man laugh and looked around the corner. They were walking in the opposite direction from me. She was cheating on me with a younger guy. I used my phone to record them, hoping the microphone heard. Maybe a divorce wasn't so bad, and proof of her cheating would help. My name is Linus. I'm 42 and work for a design firm. My life was fine until I started working from home. My wife, Carrie, and our daughter, Madeline, both hated that I was home more often. Both of them just saw me as a fat and lazy man, and they had zero respect for me.
You should be at the office. You're just lazy.
Corporate decided we'd be more useful from our home offices. I can't argue with the boss.
You could try standing up to the jerk like a real man.
If I have to do school and chores, you could at least do chores too, since you just play on a computer all day.
I'm a designer. I'm doing work on my computer.
Whatever. I'm inviting friends over tomorrow and they better not see you. I don't want them knowing that my father is some gross, obese loser.
Madeline is 18 and a high school senior. For some reason, becoming a legal adult made Madeline take Carrie's side on everything, including hating me. One day, I was picking up Madeline from school. When I pulled up to the school parking lot, my window was down. I overheard Madeline talking to her friends.
Yeah. My dad is the worst. He still won't buy me a car. I'm an adult. I should have a car.
I told Madeline multiple times that I'd finance a car for her if she got a job. After all, she claims to be an adult. She never listened.
Just let us know when your loser dad is gone so we can party.
There are some really hot guys I want to invite. It went so well the last time. And your house is the best for it.
I had known that occasionally Madeline hosted parties at our house when Carrie and I were gone, but I didn't like hearing that she was inviting guys. I knew her friends, but I didn't know these random men.
Maddie, isn't that your dad in that disgusting car? It needs a wash. And so does he.
Madeline just laughed with her friends at my expense. Yes, the car did need a wash, but that was my wife's fault. Carrie had recently decided that I wasn't allowed to park in the garage and keep my car nice and clean.
If you're not going into the office, it doesn't need to be clean anyway. My car is going in the garage because I'm the one keeping up appearances. I'm not a recluse like you.
About a week after I'd overheard that conversation between Madeline and her friends, my daughter was whining about wanting to party.
Just leave.
Don't worry about me, honey. I'm just on my way out. Have a good weekend with the girls.
Carrie had been against Madeline's partying just like I was. But now, Carrie was almost supportive of it. It was like she'd been using Madeline's parties as an excuse to leave the house. Wait for me, Carrie. Normally, Carrie and I shared a hotel room. At first, I'd been thrilled to have the time alone with my wife, but Carrie didn't even want me to kiss her. It was like she wasn't interested in me anymore.
That's not happening. I have my own plans. You'll have to figure out things for yourself.
Leave. They're going to be here soon.
Carrie left without another word. Meanwhile, I had a suspicion that Carrie was cheating on me. She was acting so cold and distant. I wasn't in a rush to leave, since I had to arrange my own hotel room. As I was leaving the house, Madeline's two closest friends arrived. They hadn't seen me, but their conversation was loud enough to overhear.
And all the tests were positive?
Yeah.
That explains why she's been so rude. She even canceled our party, but she still wanted us to hang out with her.
If you got pregnant, you'd cancel a party too.
The news was so shocking, I almost stormed back into the house to demand answers. Instead, I chose to leave and promised myself that we'd sit down as a family to discuss this later. Madeline probably needed her friends right now more than she needed me. Things got even worse at the hotel the next day. I was on my way out to grab lunch when I heard Carrie's voice.
Poor bastard's clueless. The money is nice, but if I made more money, I'd divorce him.
I heard a man laugh and looked around the corner. They were walking in the opposite direction from me. She was cheating on me with a younger guy. I used my phone to record them, hoping the microphone heard. Maybe a divorce wasn't so bad, and proof of her cheating would help.
What does he think you're doing?
That fool probably thinks I'm visiting my mother or something equally stupid. Enough about him. You promised we'd spend the rest of the day in bed, Justin.
After that, I felt numb. I had expected this, but I didn't want it to be true. Divorce felt inevitable. Combined with the suspicion of Madeline's pregnancy, the cheating felt like the final straw. After the weekend, I tried to sit the family down for a talk. They both resisted. Can we talk?
I'm busy.
No.
Another week passed by. My boss called early one morning and asked if I could come into the office to meet some clients. The meeting went so well, he offered me a promotion. However, I didn't get to share my good news. When I got home later that night, I saw Madeline and Carrie through the window. Madeline was crying, and Carrie comforted her. I couldn't hear them. I snuck into the house, not wanting to disturb them. Except on my way to the bedroom, I overheard something that made me stop.
I'm really disappointed in you. I'm not going to help you with your poor decisions. After all, you're an adult now.
But Mom, I'm still in high school.
It looks bad for our family that you're pregnant, Madeline.
Then help me get rid of it.
No. I'm not going to help unless you keep it.
What?
I'll help you raise the baby if you keep it, on the condition that you convince your father to increase your allowance and split it with me.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It made sense that Carrie would cheat on me. But now she was trying to manipulate our daughter into using me for money. At least they didn't know about the promotion.
Okay.
I was beyond upset. They always hated me, but this was a new low. Carrie was the worst of them, but I couldn't forgive Madeline for even thinking that hiding this pregnancy and trying to steal my money was acceptable. Another few weeks passed as I planned my revenge on the both of them. I needed to prove that this disgusting deal had been made between Madeline and Carrie. One day, when I was picking up Madeline from school, she wasn't standing with her friends. Instead, she was arguing with Justin.
You're the worst. It's your baby.
Get rid of it. I'm not raising a brat.
I can't. Mom won't let me.
Not my problem. Your mom can help you raise it with your daddy's money.
It was Justin, the same man Carrie was cheating on me with. And he was the father of Madeline's baby. From the conversation, it didn't seem like Madeline knew that Justin was also seeing Carrie. Just like with the video footage I got of Carrie and Justin, I tried to record the conversation between Justin and Madeline. It wasn't a video, but I hoped the audio was clear. This could be the proof I needed.
My mom said she'd only help me if I kept the baby, Justin. If I get rid of it, I have to pay for all of it myself. And she said she'd kick me out of the house for being a disgrace. Why don't you care?
You think you're the only girl I'm seeing? You're a naive, spoiled brat.
I'm an adult.
Then act like it.
It was exactly the proof I needed. Madeline was so furious and upset by the time she noticed my car that it didn't even cross her mind that I might have overheard the conversation. Not only would it be good proof to use in my revenge against my wife and daughter, but it would look bad for Justin's reputation too. Madeline might be an adult, but she was still in high school. Carrie certainly wouldn't be thrilled to hear that her lover got her daughter pregnant. The next day, I started the process with a lawyer. The money I would get from my promotion helped me afford one with a very good reputation for getting results. Divorce papers and custody agreements were set in motion. A few weeks later, when Carrie and Madeline were contacted by my lawyer, they tried to confront me.
Divorce papers? What has gotten into you?
How did you even know I was pregnant? What does it mean I have to give up the baby?
My evidence is all there in the paperwork, but if you're both too lazy to look at the photos or read the transcripts, I can play the footage. I played the footage. The video where Justin and Carrie discussed her cheating, and the audio clip of Justin and Madeline arguing about the pregnancy. A photo of Justin and Madeline arguing proved he was the same man in both instances. Justin's getting served legal papers too for child support. And everyone will know he's a horrible person who couldn't have waited until Madeline finished high school. Madeline was sobbing but signed her agreement without much fuss though. She knew she'd lost. And quite frankly, she wanted nothing to do with the baby, although she also knew that she couldn't just abort it. The papers allowed me to have full custody of the child once it was born. Any future visitations would have to be allowed by me. Madeline didn't end up finishing high school because she was busy having a baby and her grades were atrocious. She was taking night classes to try and get her degree and paid for classes and her cheap apartment with the little money she made by working at a grocery store. It would take her forever to get her degree and she'd never be able to afford university. Carrie was furious, but she was forced by law to sign the divorce papers. There was too much evidence of her adultery and the plot to use Madeline's pregnancy to steal money from me. Carrie got fired from her job because of the public backlash. Without a job, Carrie got evicted from the cheap apartment she had and begged Justin to let her live with him. He had to pay for the baby's child support and faced even worse backlash. Carrie and Justin lived together briefly before Justin was sent to prison for starting a public fight when someone called him a predator. Carrie became homeless because she couldn't afford the apartment. After breaking the restraining order I had on her multiple times, she was in prison too.
The baby grew up healthy in my care, and I continued to have multiple successes at work. I still primarily worked from home, which gave me plenty of time to look after the baby and spoil it with the best toys my money could buy. My family started out pretty horrible, but things turned out okay. Thanks for watching.
Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below saying I subscribed, and we will try our best to reply to your comment.